I will now ask the Government Officer to read out the domestic arrangements and the fire regulations. Claire, over to you.
Thank you, Chair. Please ensure that you maintain social distancing from all other persons whilst in the chamber and in the communal areas. Please ensure that you wear a face covering at all times unless you are sitting down or if you are exempt from doing so, and that you use the hand sanitizer and wipes provided. Please do not interrupt other speakers or hold separate conversations whilst others are speaking. If you are attending the meeting to speak and persistently interrupt the meeting, you may be asked to leave. Please ensure your mobile phones are on silent or switched off. We will not be using e-voting for this meeting as we have issues this morning with ModGov, so voting will be by a show of hands. If you hear the fire alarm, leave the building immediately by a fire exit and make your way to the assembly point. Follow the signs directing you to the fire exits at each end of the floor. Do not enter the atrium. If you're in the atrium at the time of the alarm, follow the signs to the nearest fire exit. Use the stairs, not the lifts, and do not re-enter the building until it's told safe to do so. The Council, members of the public and the press may record, film, photograph or broadcast this meeting when the public and the press are not lawfully excluded. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Do we have to do a roll call because we're not using the ModGov? Are those present? We do, don't we?
I don't think it's necessary, Chair. We can see who's here.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you, John, for that help. Okay, moving on. Introductions. The area planning manager today is Mark Russell. Ian Dupre is our legal advisor, who's already jumped into action. Case officer Elizabeth Flood, and the government's officer Claire, you already know. We have no ward members? No? Okay, no ward member present. Apologies for absence and substitutions.
Thank you, Chair. We have apologies from Councillor Parker and Councillor Busby, and Councillor Hurren is substituting for Councillor Busby. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any declarations of interest? No. Confirmation of the minutes of the last meeting. Are there any points regarding the accuracy of these minutes? No. In that case, could I have a proposer? Councillor Beer. Can I have a seconder? Councillor Osborne. Can we just have a show of hands to approve? It's 9 plus 1.
9, 1 abstention, yes.
9, 1 abstention.
Mr. Chairman, on a point of the minutes, are we getting minutes for the January meeting?
No, because that was only an informal meeting, so there will be no minutes.
So we don't have any record of what went on?
There's an internal record. There is we have made a note of what happened at that meeting, but it won't be distributed.
Is this available for councillors to see?
I can send them out to you if you want to see them.
Well,
That's fine.
you know, an informal meeting that we were present at.
Yep.
I think members should at least see a copy of it.
Yes, I can. Yeah, I can send them round. There's no
Thank you.
problem.
Thanks very much.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Notifications of petitions.
None received, Chair.
Let's see. Any requests for site inspections?
No, Chair.
Okay. Right, moving on. Schedule of planning applications. 23 Bridge Street, Hadleigh. Elizabeth, over to you.
Thank you, Chair. So this is 23 Bridge Street in Hadleigh, and it's for minor alterations to the previously approved listed building consent. This is the site here. So it's this building on the corner with the Malthouse here and 21 Bridge Street in this location. Again, you can see it on the plan. And here you can see the constraints. So the key one here is that it's grade 2 listed, as is the adjoining building, and then the grade 2 star 21 Bridge Street is in that location. Again, these are the existing elevations and the office, the proposed elevation. So there's no change in the elevations, And again, the previously approved elevations, again, there's no change in the elevations from what's previously been approved. These show the fabric to be removed, so there's some internal fabric from the offices to be removed. And this is the existing plan as the offices as they are now. This is the proposed, and the key changes in this is the internal layout, so that what rooms are being used for what purposes are changing slightly, and that's allowing for the additional bedroom at the top flat. So this bedroom is new, and there's some changes in this location to allow for a couple of bathrooms. And so, yeah, as you can see on here, so this was the bathroom, and this would be the bedroom, and then the various rooms, various functions of the rooms are changing. Again, this is the other alteration. There's going to be a new set of timber gates between 21 and 23. And this is the existing, so this is 23 here, 21's in this location. These will be the new gates in this location here, and you can see that there won't be any elevational changes. And then these are the Malthouse in this location. And again, this is looking at it from going up the other way. So this is 23 in this location, and then the gates, and then 21. And the recommendation is as in your report, so approval with conditions.
No? Okay. There's no public speakers. We have no agents. I'll now open up the item for debate in that case. Anybody wants to start a comment? Or a proposal, or a... Councillor Hinn.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yes, we're talking about some fairly minor alterations here. It says in the recommendations, details of repairs. Well, we're getting an awful lot of these sort of, let's hand it over to officers and they will sort it all out. But it'd be nice to know what sort of repairs they're talking about there. And are they, for instance, talking about repairs to the brickwork on the frontage of the building? Because at the bottom of it, it's sort of gradually falling to pieces, isn't it? As the water damage is eroding the brickwork.
Yeah, so we will be looking at all the repairs that then needs to be done to the sort of internal and external fabric that will be retained, and we were asking for details of those because of the listed status of the building.
And you'll make a decision on those, or the planning department will make a decision on those, or would it come back before members?
That's delegated to officers, Councillor, in liaison with our heritage experts, obviously. It's minor matters about how things are patched up, make sure we use the right sort of mortar, that sort of thing.
Thank you. Any more comments? Councillor Ayres.
Could I suggest that we accept the officer's proposal because...
Thank you. Councillor Raw.
I'm happy to second that. This is fairly uncontroversial and straightforward.
Okay. Any more comments? If not, we'll take a vote. All those in favour of the officer's recommendation, please show.
Thank you, Chair. That's unanimous.
Unanimous. Thank you very much. Moving on. Number 21, Bridge Street and adjoining buildings. Elizabeth, you again.
So again, this is another application for minor internal alterations to the previously approved listed building consent for 21 Bridge Street. You can see it's in this location. So it's the building on the corner. Again, you can see it there as part of the council offices structures. It's this location here. Constraints, as you can see, this is grade 2 star, so it's the most important of all the listed buildings within the council complex. Again, you can see it there. So what is proposed to be demolished is just a single-storey 1980s rear extension, just this tiny bit here, which links it to this building. Again, these are the existing elevations. These are the proposed. So the key changes are in this location here, where there's going to be some bifold doors and so on. And these are the previously approved elevations. Again, there's no change in the elevations. These are the existing floor plans as the offices. And these are the proposed floor plans. The key changes on this one are the ground floor is reduced from 2 bedrooms. The ground floor flat is reduced from 3 bedrooms to 2 bedrooms with the introduction of these bathrooms here. And there's an additional WC in this location and an ensuite in this location. So if I show you the approved plans, you can see originally they were proposing 2 bedrooms here, so it was a 3-bedroom flat, and then here there was no WC and there was no ensuite here, so it's just minor changes again. Again, the proposed gates between 23 and 21, and this is the photograph, so that's the building. You can just see it there with the little addition it is there, and then the gates. And the recommendation is as set out in your report for approval with conditions.
Any questions for the officer? No, we have no public speakers again. Therefore, I will open it up for debate. And if there's no debate, can I ask for a proposer and seconder?
I've got a question, Mr. Chairman, or debate, whatever word you
Thank
want to take it. Do we know when they're likely to be starting on any of this? I know this, what we're discussing here is a little bit separate, but it's been ongoing for some time. Is there a start date in the offering? Thank you.
My understanding is that they are keen to start. There are going to be pre-commencement conditions that will need discharging prior to any start, so that it's being worked on. And once those are discharged, then they will be starting. But I don't have an exact date, unless Mark does.
We have the applicant part of the council here. If you
Mr. Chairman, that's not very helpful. I accept what you're saying. It's not your fault. We're keen to start. It could be keen next year, couldn't it? So if you can get an answer, that would be useful.
We do have a mayor attack here. Would you like to comment? If you can. Okay. Thank you very much. Amen. Councillor McGraw.
I mean, again, it's minor, but in heritage terms, it actually represents an improvement on the existing situation. So I'd be propose that we accept the officer's recommendation.
Please.
And I second Councillor McGraw's proposal.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jameson. Do we need to read out? We don't. It's so fresh in our memories. Fine. I will ask us all to carry out the vote, if I may.
Yeah, so can we have a show of hands, please, councillors? Thank you. Thank you, that's unanimous.
Thank you very much. Moving on. We're still in Bridge Street, but at the Malthouse and adjoining buildings. Elizabeth.
Thank you. Okay, so this is for minor amendments to previously approved listed building consent application at the Malthouse and adjoining buildings. So this is the set of buildings here. So this is the listed one, and then the previous council chamber and the various structures around it. Again, that's the site location plan. You can see which bit is listed, so it's just a little bit here and then just along there as well. These are the proposed elevations. So the key changes are in this externally, as this location here, where the existing external stairs are. This is going to be an introduction of a balcony and some timber gates at the bottom. In addition, these windows will all be become toughened safety glass to protect them from any cricket balls that might come this way. Again, you can just see on the approved, this was going to be sort of timber cladding because this was going to be the staircase, and that's changed. I'll show you that on the internal plans. Again, these are the windows to be replaced with toughened glass. They'll remain in the same style, but just better glass. Okay, these are the existing elevations. So again, at the moment, this is the stair tower with the metal external sort of fire escape staircase. Okay, and there are internal changes as well. So this is existing as the offices and the council chamber. These are the proposed. So there are some changes in this location where the front door would be, so just some extra cupboarding. Then in this location, the stairs were going to be at the back here, and they've been changed to here. And then there are some minor changes to sort of wall positions within the wider building. Again, so you can see it on the previously approved floor plan, the stairs were in this location, and now they're proposed to be at the front. And if we just go back, you can see where they were going to go is now sort of storage area and then a balcony at the top. So that's the main elevational change. Again, you can see the demolition, so the more modern buildings to be demolished, and the removal of the fabric. These are the gates in question. These are the ones at the back where the existing staircase is, and then the balcony would be above. And you can just see it. So this is the listed part of the building, and then it's just this elevation, this little link here. Okay, and you can just about see it there. That's the external metal stair gate, and that's where there would be some changes. And again, the recommendation is as set out in your report for approval with conditions.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Any questions for the officer? Councillor McLaren.
Thank you, Chair. Elizabeth, I wasn't on the committee when this first was approved, but I've just got a general question. Given the heritage implications of this site, does that impact on the people who may purchase the accommodation in the future? Are there restrictions that they have to follow in relation to the site? Thank you.
The buildings will remain listed, so if they wanted to do certain internal changes or external changes, then they would require listed building consent. So there will be that impact. I don't know if they're flats, they're likely to be leasehold anyway, so there would be, an overall management company who would put in for any external changes, presumably. But that would be the main change.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Councillor Osborne.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The decision on the netting could the officer show us exactly how far that netting that they're going to put in goes round, how high it will be, and also it's the old story, if the ball goes beyond that fence can they get in and get it? Thank you.
I haven't got the plans for the netting because that was actually previously approved on the previous application. From memory, it sort of goes along the back of it and it's tall. I don't know if Mark's got some more information from...
I haven't got much more than that, thank you. It does the job it's supposed to, as per the resolution for committee back in 2019, to protect the windows, basically, and was agreed with the England and Wales Cricket Board and Hadleigh Cricket Club. That's all I have for you on that, sorry.
So why has it taken so long to get that approval then?
It was a tricky business getting the right specification of net, which did what it was supposed to do. Eventually it was sorted out. I think it was late 2020 it was finally sorted out.
Also, if I can, Mr. Chairman, you say from Liz's comments that it will go along by the building, but I understood it would actually cover the car park area, that netting, all the way through, up as far as the school box, actually.
I can try and find you that information if you want, Councillor, but Chair, that's it's not for today, not for this LB application, but I can get you that information if you want, Councillor, afterwards.
You should keep the ball on the ground, not in the air when you're playing, Councillor Beer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Well, it was really a similar question to Councillor Osborne, and being a cricket umpire, he knows what he's talking about on this. This has been something that's caused us a problem, this fencing. Does slide 16 show that fencing? And I would like to know how high that is and the length it goes along, like Councillor Osborne. I know it's not...
You're talking about the netting or the
netting.
The netting.
Yeah.
I think in that case, I think if you'll ask, you speak to the area manager afterwards and ask for that information, because that's not part of this application at this particular time.
So that's already been agreed?
That's already been agreed.
Right. Well, then why has this taken so long then, Mr. Chairman? Because I thought this was where all the problems was, like Councillor Osborne, that this cricket had held up the progress of this development site. Yeah.
I think
now,
this area...
were we misled?
I don't know. But the area manager just told Councillor Osborne that it was the netting, getting the right type of netting to do the job, that was the problem. Mark, would you like to expand on that?
Yes, that was the initial reason for the delay, Councillor Beer, before the decision notice itself went out, which, as I say from memory, was sometime late 2020. I could have that wrong. The subsequent delay has been that once the developer side of the council started works, or looked to started works, they realised that some of the rooms didn't work properly, so they've come back with some changes. So that's what's happened from 2021 to now.
Thank you, Councillor Beer.
Hopefully not.
Councillor McGraw. Sorry.
Crawl. We'll get there in the end.
I'll get it right.
It's okay.
It's only been trying for 7 years.
It's an on-running process after 6.5 years. I'm still getting my name wrong. Just wanted to point out, well, just to clarify, as far as I can see, we have a situation where we have both netting and toughened safety glass to protect the residents. Now, that's an improvement, isn't it, on the previous arrangements?
Thank you.
All of those matters were part of the resolution back in 2019, which had to be sorted out before the decision notice was issued. I can't now remember about the toughened glass, to be honest with you, but there's certainly the net took a little bit of time.
My point is that this application contains reference to the toughened safety glass, and that seems to be an improvement. Am I correct in that assessment?
Yeah, I believe it was on the planning application, but not the previous listed building consent.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Osborne.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd just like to agree a lot with Councillor Beer. However, my position with this was that the hold-up was due to the maintenance of that netting. In other words, the cricket club didn't want to pay for the maintenance of that netting every so many years to be replaced. So can I just ask whether the developer has actually agreed that they would do that? Or else it will just go on again.
I now can't remember because it was it's all sorted out at the end of 2020. All of these questions I can answer for you later on, Councillor Osborne and Councillor Beer, but I don't have the information immediately here. That's not the subject of this application. It's the minor changes which you've just seen described by Ms Flood.
At the end of the day, that was one of the reasons for the hold-up. And it went on for far too long, in my opinion. So why hadn't that got sorted out?
Thank you. Ms Alistair.
On the basis of the application before us, however, and I agree that there are issues from the past, but I don't see any point in rehashing those, I'd like to propose the motion as recommended by officers.
Thank you. Can we have a seconder? Councillor McLaren. Do we have a vote? All those in favour, please show.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Chair. That's unanimous.
It's unanimous. And that's the end of our deliberations this morning. I will now formally close the meeting.